Let's talk about a game I've been playing. Doom the Dark Ages. Doom the Dark Ages is a very fun game. I'm having a great time with it. I'm enjoying every moment of it. And there are a very large amount of moments where I'm just like jaw dropping, like, holy crap, this is crazy. This is crazy. I am a little bit surprised that the peak on launch day only hit 30,000. I would have thought it would have been probably somewhere between 50 and 70. So this is lower than I thought for launch. But with that in mind, we still have it being launched on a Thursday, and the first weekend typically bumps it a good amount. So it probably, like, typically I've seen from midweek to weekend, there's typically a doubling up. So somewhere between, at this point, at 30,000, it's probably going to have a maximum lifetime peak of somewhere between 50 and 70,000, which is pretty low. That's pretty low. I mean, I'm shocked because the game is really fun. I do not find it woke at all. I do not see any elements of it that strike me as something that I would be turned off by or anything like that. It's just a really fun game. And maybe just the appeal of Doom is just not there for people, or maybe people just waiting for a sale on it because there's other Dooms as well. Or maybe people are playing it, Kyle Barr says, on Game Pass, which if it's on Game Pass, okay, fair enough. But so was Expedition 33. So I'm Batman with a good counterpoint here. Says $70 and de novo is an automatic no, which is fair. I know there's a lot of people that can't stand anything with de novo, but still, even with all of that, I'm still a little bit surprised. It's only maxed out at 30,000 so far. That brings me into this. And I saw this and I'm like, oh boy. You know what Kotaku is good for, guys? They're good for a good chuckle. And there was a headline for this that I'm like, I've not read this. Full disclosure, I've not read this. But I saw the headline for it and I'm like, oh my God. Doom the Dark Ages, the Kotaku review. You ready for this? You ready? id Software's prequel is a big, heavy metal adventure with a few too many cutscenes. What the hell are they talking about? What? Like, I read that and I'm like, wait. So they even got your female representation in this game, but you're not okay with that. You're still gonna find something else to be mad at. We demand less content in our games. Dash Kotaku, says Max Gag. Asian Swordmaster, I thought they love cutscenes. I mean, yeah, if it's a wokey game, they'll just say, yeah, the cutscenes are amazing. I read that part. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So there's too many cutscenes in Doom, which, I mean, I have played the game for a total of about 4 hours or so far already. There are minor cutscenes here and there, but it's like after like intense battles, insane gameplay, where you just need to put the controller down, breathe for a second. And it's like, damn, sometimes I feel like the cutscenes aren't long enough. So I don't know how you could play the game and feel like there's too many cutscenes. Maybe as you go on, again, I'm only 3 or 4 hours into the game. I don't know if Hypnotic is still in the chat right now. Maybe he could speak to this better, but I have not felt like there's too many cutscenes so far in the game at all. And this is from Zach Zwiesen, who is located on Kotaku Detected. For those that aren't familiar with this creature, I believe, if memory serves, Zach Sweezen was the one that he was the one that published the fake story on Mr. Beast titled Mr. Beast, Life is So Much Easier When You're Broke, and was community noted on X as Mr. Beast never said it. So that was Zach right here. That's Zach. So Zach thinks that there's too many cutscenes. Doom as a franchise has evolved a lot over the decades since it first arrived in the 90s. But through all those changes, there remain a few things I need in a Doom game to feel satisfied with it. A Doom game checklist, if you will. It's not long, but it does make up the core of Doom. Okay, so these DEI people, they love fucking checklists, don't they? I have never once in my life approached a game with a checklist. Who does that? Am I alone on this? Like, do you guys, maybe I'm crazy. Please call me out if I'm being crazy here. Do you guys approach a game with a checklist? King of the Monsters, number 1, be good. Fun doesn't usually come with a checklist, says Sweet Joe. I've never heard of approaching a game with a checklist. Again, I've not read this yet, so this is all new to me. You need lots of monsters and demons to kill, levels with secrets, a badass shotgun, and you got to go to hell at some point. That's it. Those are the core pillars of Doom. As long as you have that, you can do anything you want, except put apparently too many cutscenes in it. For example, you could make a Doom game set in techno medieval fantasy world filled with Game of Thrones you'd like that, wouldn't you, Zach? Factions facing off against demon prince and old gods using guns, swords, and robots. And well, that's exactly what id Software has done with Doom, the Dark Ages. But if you were worried that this is more open world spin on the series, wouldn't feel like Doom, don't be concerned. This is still a kick-ass and exciting Doom game through and through. It's just that this time around, the Doomguy gets to punch, kick, and bash more demons than usual. I know, this is a very bright screen, Kotaku. Holy crap. I don't know if I can zoom in if the letters make it darker. Doom the Dark Ages is the prequel set before the events of Doom 2016 and sequel Doom Eternal. In those two games, we learned a lot about the Doomguy, his history of fighting in hell, and great wars between demons, robot angels, humans that happened across dimensions long ago. It was all a bit much in a franchise that usually has narratives that can be summed up in a single sentence. Doomguy's on Mars and fights demons to save the day. Done. But with the newer games, like Dark Ages, it is trying to tell a bigger, more complicated story, and sadly, it's the weakest part of Dark Ages. Okay, I would agree with this, actually. I would say, yeah, it probably is a weak part of it, but it's still nice to be there. I'm not hating on the story for having a story. When I play a Doom game, I don't play a Doom game for the storyline. I don't know. Maybe you guys do. I play Doom to fuck shit up and kill a lot of bad guys. That's kind of like when I go into Doom. That's my approach to it. Crom laughs at your 4 wins, says Doom doesn't need a story. I agree completely. So I think the added story on top of it is a nice change of pace, and I don't feel like it's overly in your face. It's just like a break from the madness when it comes into play. Exactly. A2B says it's like a too much water thing. That's why I keep thinking it's funny. It's like I feel like you're really reaching to complain about the storyline in Doom, because it's hardly even there. It really is hardly even there. And honestly, because I'm paying attention to the chat while I'm playing it, and when they do have the cutscenes, I use the cutscenes as an opportunity to read the chat and catch up with you guys. I'm kind of half paying attention to it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really care about the storyline of Doom. If you want to, you can. Yeah, it's there for you. But it doesn't strike me as anything like, oh my god. Asian Swordmaster, Doom has lore. There are some cool moments sprinkled throughout the numerous and sometimes lengthy cutscenes. I have not hit any of those lengthy cutscenes yet. The Doom guy only says one word, and does so in a very action movie way that I liked. There's also a great moment in which he, oh God, are we going to really start talking about spoilers, dude? There's a Doom game. I should be killing stuff, not watching people chat about power, war, and family. Thankfully, the gameplay in Dark Ages overcomes the floppy narrative and mostly forgettable characters. I thought that this guy would be loving that there's like a female lead sergeant in the game. Good point, Karate Werewolf. They are skippable. Like if he really hates the storyline and thinks that they're too long, and you just want to play Doom for Doom, skip the storyline and just play the game. It's not like watching the storyline is integral to get through the level. Like it's still Doom when you get to playing it. I don't understand the complaint here. It's like here's an extra thing. It's like when you go to a restaurant and you order a burger, they're like, "Hey, you want fries with the burger?" It'd be like, yes, but this is too many fries. I would like less fries." It's like, just don't eat them. Like, why are you complaining about too many fries? Who does that? Oh man, these people, I swear. Because the story involves a big invasion of demons, combat in Dark Ages, unlike 2016 reboot of Eternal, often takes place in large open battlefields and big rooms. The game fills these places with dozens and dozens of demons. Unless you slaughter them using collective, mostly new, gnarly medieval. I gotta be honest. I'm just reading through this. I just want to play the game. Why would I be reading Kotaku for this information? Like this is actually, like I said at the beginning, for entertainment purposes only, because it's such a laughable jumping off point. It's a good game, but too many cutscenes. JJJ3 says, this is Runsdale. See you tomorrow. Bro, I'm stopping reading it. I'm not going to read all this shit. This is terrible. Sergeant Sapient, why would you go to Kotaku for anything? For entertainment purposes only. Like I said, this is entertaining. All right, here we go. Doom the Dark Ages, back of the box quote, go medieval on a million demon asses. Type of game, level based, okay, we know that. Liked, rock solid performance, guns feel good, combat is a blast, great weapons and levels. Disliked, too many cutscenes and characters talking. Ending runs out of steam. All right, so now you're complaining the cutscenes and characters are bland and there are too many of them and too long, but then the ending is not long enough and the characters aren't good enough in there. I'm so confused at what he's even mad about with this. Played 18 hours. Well, there you go. That's a runtime for it. Anyways, got that off the screen because holy crap, that was hurting my eyes. But take it from me, guys. Doom the Dark Ages is awesome. Is it worth a full price purchase though? If you're a big Doom fan, absolutely. If you're a casual Doom fan, wait for a sale. But definitely play it. Definitely play it. David Elias for the 2 says, Doom story. You're in hell. Grab a chainsaw. Go. Pretty much. That's the best review of it yet. Hypnotic says, peace out, Smash. Well, before you go, Hypnotic, if you're still here, did you feel like because you already beat the game, I thought, did you feel like any of the cutscenes were too long or too many cutscenes as the game goes on? Because I have not gotten to that point yet. I figured I'd ask you because you're a lot further in the game. No. Okay. A man of few words, Hypnotic. No. Shout out to Hypnotic. Enjoy playing Doom. I'm not going to be too far behind you, bro.